Time in decades, Maryland's 5th District will have a new member of Congress as Steny Hoyer retires after this term. It is a big area encompassing Charles County, Calvert County, St. Mary's County, parts of Anne Arundel, and Prince George's County, which is where my guest tonight comes from. Prince George's County Council member and Democratic candidate Walla Blegay is up late with me tonight here in studio on the Final Five. We've seen a lot. We've talked with just yesterday.
Yes.
Good to see you tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Every time I've had people coming in running for Congress, I've always asked them the one question. With all the gridlock, everything happening in the building behind you, why do you say this is my time? This is why I want to represent the 5th
Honestly, the attack on our community has been vicious. And I've always been known to be that fighter. That's what people know me for. They know me. They say, Walla gonna fight. Walla will work and Walla will fight. And right now we have record layoffs. We have contracts that have been snatched away. But also, I'm also really trying to push the progressive agenda. And the reason why is because that is what's going to address the issues that we have. Look at health care. We are having massive number of uncompensated care. People are going to emergency room from care. We're about to put our report on that. Medicare for all. Let's do it. We have a world now in the country that people are not getting anything, while rich billionaires are getting paid, are getting tax loopholes so they don't have to pay taxes. You've even got the richest people in this country just putting it in our faces. I'm not paying taxes. So it is getting to the point, and this is a point where people are suffering with high grocery bills, high utility bills, and then many of these industries don't want to be regulated. They don't want anything. So that's why I took the People's Pledge. I took the People's Pledge to make it clear to everybody looking that I am for you. This time to bring our country, our government back to the people.
You talked about being under attack, and I think interesting in Prince George's County, we saw the Greenbelt facility, the FBI facility, the Trump administration put the brakes on that. A lot of talk about Northwest Stadium, which is going to be going by the wayside in a couple of years once RFK gets settled. At the same time, we're looking at development in Prince George's County, the Sphere at National Harbor, and when I mentioned, we just talked yesterday about this development at the Six Flags site, and they say all politics are local right now. What are things that you can point to and tell the people in this district and beyond Prince George's County, this is what I can bring as a member of Congress, as an advocate for this district?
Well, I would say this, while we're looking at economic development, one of the things that we've got to see is that with anyone, that's why we were so happy to get someone local, because in the midst of the storm that we're going through, somebody from out of town might start looking at everything around and said, we're not going to do what these people want. We're not going to think big, because the surrounding communities there are all federal contractors. Many of them have built their wealth off of 80 contracts. 80 contracts that have been taken away. You know, Trump administration took away 8A, DBE, all of that, what people might call DEI. But those were contractors that would imagine someone having to compete with the big boys and all that. These type of opportunities gave opportunities for people in our community to build those houses. You look at Oak Creek, you look at some of the even surrounding Cameron Grove, going up and down to Woodmore, all around that Six Flags facility. That's where the wealth, that's how they got those beautiful homes. And now that's been taken away. So when we're looking at someone, that's why I want someone like myself, because I'm looking at that and thinking that this is retaliation. You all didn't support us for presidency. We're going to snatch your things away. We're going to take it away. And you need somebody that's going to say, you got to bring it back. We're codified. We're going to fight. In fact, for those federal workers, we're not just asking, it's a demand. If you could put the money in Iran war, you could put all of the federal workers back to work, give them their protections, back pay, and everything. We want it all.
We saw Maryland get hit very hard by a lot of those layoffs, in Virginia as well. But you know, as you look nationwide, if you're in Congress, you're one of 435 members of the House. I mean, what's going to be the big issue driving voters in the midterms this year? Is it going to be about Donald Trump, or is it going to be things about pocketbook issues that really came to play in 2024?
It's pocketbook issues. It's pocketbook. But here's the thing. 20 years ago, when many folks, and I'm aging myself here, when we first got into politics, many could actually say, I don't care about politics. I'm just taking care of my kids. I'm just go to work and come back. Those days are gone. You think about it, we've never been in a time like this where you have people that can't afford groceries that are making almost six figures. You've got people that have utility bills that are highest that they have. While I'm not, you know, when we're looking at data centers, Well, let's look at Senator Van Hollen's bill, getting data centers off of our grid so that they can build their own generation so that we don't have. I have a senior in my community that got in touch with us. She has an $1,300 bill for 1 month. She's 89 years old. And she is on Social Security. That's all her income. So what she's saying is that even if they put me on 10 payment plans, I can't pay it because she's still got to pay for the next month. So people are looking for real solutions. And that's why I mentioned Medicare for All, because in Prince George's County, we're going to put a report out. And I will tell you this, when they poll, the #1 issue is health care. Yeah. Health care is about 30% of the debt that people are going through that's sending people to bankruptcy is because of health care costs. And what we find is that they've botched Obamacare. So people for their employees. So now people are going to the emergency room. They're not going to the doctor because they're scared of the cost. Yeah, all of these costs, co-pays here, there, all those things. You know, the reason why I even focus on healthcare is because when I was 19 years old, I went to an emergency room and got a $5,000 bill.
Yeah, when you're 19, you see that. I mean, that's done. And those are things as a kid or as a teenager, you think like that's something that I'm not equipped for. A lot of people finding themselves in that position. Real quick, what's your website?
Website is WalaBlegay.com, W-A-L-A, last name BLEGAY.com. We want people to check us out. Check me out on Instagram, WalaKB. What you will see when you go to our website, you will see me pushing a progressive agenda, making sure on the council, we just voted that we would have ICE out of our community. Recently we've been voting on a lot of issues. When it comes to another issue that we're looking at is addressing some of the healthcare issues. We're looking at addressing maternal health, universal child care. That's something we're going to push because one of the #1 issues that we have in our community is that people are paying high number for child care to the point that they can't afford anything else.
Councilmember Blegay, great to meet you. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Thank you so much. All right.
And we're back after this on the Final Five.